Okay, so you see, trouble showed up again, and he wants to talk, but he failed to tell me what we were talking about until just now. So this should be quite interesting. But
You don't need any advanced briefing, Glenn. That's for professional
when
channels.
you're around this guy, you definitely need advanced briefings because you never know
We're-
what he is coming over here for.
If we planned
I
it
thought
out-
he was coming to buy me dinner,
I'm
but it
not
turns
buying
out
a dinner
we're
anymore.
we're
If we-
doing a
if we-
video now.
If
So,
we planned this out, it would sound contrite and all planned out and stuff.
is that the way you approach
That's
all
for the
this?
better channels. They do all that stuff.
Oh, okay. All
Not
right.
your channel. We
I
don't plan
got
this stuff out.
I got you. Okay, so Dan has been collecting some accident data, and some of you probably have seen his videos throughout the year, going through some of the accident data, and he's here to talk about some of the stuff that he's collected in a new website that he's created. I guess we'll start off with the domain that you created. It's very complicated.
Very complicated. We made it real easy so that even I could remember it. But the idea is to collect all this data, and it's dumped into the domain dangryder.com. I made it as easy as I could so that even I could remember it.
Spell your last name.
Gryder, dangryder.com. So that was the idea. For years, I've been collecting data mostly on chicken scratch because I'm not a computer guy. Actual pencil and
This
paper.
is a fact. He's not a computer guy.
I'm not a
at all.
computer guy at all. So I keep track of stuff either on index cards or notes as accidents happen. So the whole computer Excel spreadsheet thing is a crazy good advancement, and it makes it shareable.
To be very clear, for the first week or so that he actually found out about Excel, he would call and tell me how cool it was and how many things he could do in it. So it was
It is amazing. It is amazing. So, in the evolution process, I've been looking at all these accidents. My whole theme has always been accident prevention. Most of these accidents, they're preventable. And these are our family and friends and kids getting killed in these airplanes for no good reason. I mean, this is insane. We keep on having the same accidents over and over and over again. We never learn. This 172 goes out and does the same thing. We bury the people and go on. We never figured out what they did. And NTSB doesn't help us. There's no timely conclusion, and there's no education gained to prevent the next guy from doing the same dumb thing. We never fix it,
true.
is what the problem is. So I started collecting all this stuff, and the year 2020 was a remarkable year, both because of the number of accidents and the type of accidents. But towards the end of the year, we got all this accident stuff. NTSB had a huge change in their system. They converted over to a system called Carol, and we were finally able to export in CSV down to download the Excel file. Then we took their Excel file and we expanded it on out, and we built a whole bunch of extra categories. Have you ever worked in Excel?
No, you'll have to show that to me later.
It's crazy cool.
You can actually sort things.
You can sort things. So
you don't have to do your index cards over and over and
yeah, I was like considering mailing out my index cards via UPS mail.
in different
In-
sets,
in
so
different colors.
orders. So one would be ordered by
This is
type and
This is better. With one click, anybody in the world can see it and they can sort it. So not only is it now, I built a PDF, an end of the year PDF. It's an explanation document.
wait a minute, did you build the PDF or did somebody help you?
Well, somebody helped me
Okay.
for sure. But I wrote most
I just
of it.
want to try to keep this as honest as we can. So
I wrote most of it. PDF stands for Papa Delta Foxtrot is what,
that's what it stands for.
yeah, that's what it stands for.
Okay.
Papa. There's a type of pizza, Papado's Pizza.
Papados.
Yeah, it's a Mexican restaurant, Papado's.
Okay.
Anyway, it's a PDF document that explains the Excel. So right now there's three things on the front of my website. One's the PDF, one's the Excel, and then this guy named John took the Excel and he dropped it into WordPress, and this is crazy cool. His company is trinityaviationsolutions.com. I've got a link to his website where now the sortable, you can go through here and sort this any which way you want, and you can sort the data in combination. So if you want to know the number of 172s that were day VFR crashes, but they were by a non-pilot who didn't have a medical. You can sort it that way. You can combine all the qualifiers that you want, and as you keep on adding qualifiers, the list keeps on getting shorter and shorter. You can sort it by age, by profession, how many people died on the airplane, and most importantly, you can sort it by AQP number. Are you familiar with the AQP number?
Vaguely. That's your little program that you're working on setting up.
Yeah.
How is that going?
It's going real well. That whole thing is done well. And the idea is we stole that from the airlines. That's the thing I started with Flight Shops in Aviation 101. Here's my chicken scratch Aviation 101 cheat sheet, worksheet. We've assigned a bucket category and given it a number so that for each crash we can say, that was a number 7, or that was a number 12. Like Glenn's jokes, every time he starts to tell a joke, I go, oh, here comes number 4.
It's kind of like the same as when so Dan sends me all this stuff all the time to review, and I tell him that I review it, but I don't actually look at it. So,
I don't think you're looking at any of it.
No.
Well,
But you do a really good job. I try to keep patting you on the back.
You're
back
patronizing,
as much as I can.
aren't you?
No, I've never.
You're just patronizing.
I would never.
So the AQP numbers are now, they used to be just 20 of them. We've added 2, so there's now 22 numbered 0 through 20, which is 22 AQP maneuvers. So now whenever a crash happens, we can go through and reasonably determine, if the guy made a low pass, pulled it up steep and attempted a roll and augured straight in, well, that is number 5. That's buzzing and acro. Pretty obvious. Everybody saw it. He didn't know how to do a roll, and he figured that out. And he drove it straight in the ground.
Now I have a question. You said it's 0 to 22.
Yes.
And that gives you 20.
I'm not good at math, but 0 through 20, so it's gonna be 21 maneuvers.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not what you said.
I know.
I have to deal with this all the time. So
I'm not good with computers or
numbers.
All
or
right.
talking in
Look,
general. So,
I'm good with a piece of paper and a pencil. That's where I like to live in manual computations. I can do trigonometry. I still use a slide rule and an E6B. That's where I like to be. That's how simple I can do stuff with a slide rule. I don't like any of this newfangled stuff, and I don't like computers, and I cannot operate my phone.
but you like Excel.
I do like Excel, but I didn't do all that stuff. All I did was dump the data in there, and other people showed me how to manipulate Excel. It is
Things
cool.
are really starting to come into focus now.
It's amazing. So anyway, on the front page, this is free information, is both the Excel data, if you want it, download it, and you mess with it and draw your own conclusions, and also this WordPress sort feature that John did is really cool. I really like that, and that's the whole purpose of doing all that. It's just prevention. I'm hoping that AQP for general aviation turns more people into thinking about how they could best prevent getting hurt in their own airplanes. That's really all it is. It's just a matter of education. The videos are free, the data is free, the information is free. Doesn't hurt you anything to sit around your house in your underwear and read a little bit of this stuff and think about how the guy before you got killed, and don't go do that.
So are you going to be doing videos to link to some of these where you've been going out to the accident sites for some of the accidents? I mean, they're older accidents, but do you plan on?
Well, I do so much traveling that I carry my cell phone, and somebody showed me how to do a selfie video and store it and push one button and it goes right to YouTube.
And God help us with Dan and selfies.
So I do a selfie video. I travel all over the world all the time. Not the world necessarily quite so much, although I do a little bit of Canada and Mexico and the Caribbean. But mostly United States. Like the other day I was in Addison, Texas, and I shot a video from the King Air crash that happened in Addison. I went to the hangar where the King Air crash happened. But I shot a video on this phone standing outside the fence like this. And with one button, you can upload it to YouTube. And my YouTube channel is called Probable Cause, Dan Gryder. It's because most of the time I am the probable cause. But Probable Cause, that's the NTSB name for that stuff. And I'm just trying to get this information out to as many YouTube channels as I can. The information is there. It's free, and I don't see why we can't take the information. I don't speak Excel, but everybody else does.
So you didn't answer. Are you running for any political office?
Yes, yes.
Because you didn't answer my question when I.
Well, my last name is Flynn.
Because I said, are you going to be like doing any videos for any recent crashes?
Yes.
Instead of going back to 1974.
No, we're going to be doing some recent crashes and stuff as well. I really want to do a video coming up on the Amelia Earhart. This is a Lockheed, by the way. Lockheed, what's this model number?
This is a 12A.
12A. You didn't get
And
the
hers
B.
was a 10.
You know the B is available. The 12B.
Really? Is it?
You couldn't afford the B. You settled.
I had to go for the A.
You settled for an A model when you could have had a 12B.
It's just the way I roll.
Yeah. cheap. Everybody else has got the 12B. Glenn says, no, that's it. I'm just going to take the 12A.
Well, there's not a whole lot of 12As left, so
it
go with the rare one.
It is more rare, but I would like to do a video, a little bit of flying with you in the Lockheed, and show some of the stuff that Amelia would have been up against.
We're not going to show how Amelia put it down in the ocean.
No, she probably did. And then Glenn and I are also working on AQP-V. This is the stuff, I'm in the process of writing this right now. This is for turbine operators, taking the AQP concept to Part 91 and 135 operators operating King Airs and small business jets to help keep them safe, doing extra maneuvers that aren't on their flight safety or SimCom or SimuFlight check rides, going above and beyond. So we've already got this in beta test right now. We've got quite a bit of this being tested by several other companies right now, testing the modules that I've already written. I've only written a handful right now, but this is going to be chock full of AQP-V stuff, hoping to eventually get that computerized and in modules where we have that available as an online course.
Oh my God. So this is something actually quite, so you notice that the paper's actually got holes in it now. He normally comes over here and lays this down and 400 pieces of paper slide across the table.
There's a lot of loose papers in here, but right now they're kind of all
they're in pockets.
They're in pockets here right now, which is a lot better.
It's hard doing videos with him because normally he drops all this stuff all over the place.
But you notice everything I've got in here, for the most part, is handwritten. I work from my handwritten notes into typing eventually, but my computer skills are almost zero. I mean,
I can't imagine.
I have a hard time with all that stuff. Now, airplanes, I can.
They're still.
I can fly the airplane just fine, and I can shoot the lowest approach with the least amount of equipment on fire. If anybody can do it, I can do it, but I do not like computers. Raw data.
We'll just take your word on that one.
Put me in, Coach. I can definitely do it. So, anyway, that's the process, and that's what I'm working on. So, I appreciate you taking me time to absorb molecules on your channel. They're not molecules; they're
electrons.
Bits and bytes on
bits, bytes.
On the Glenn Hancock channel. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Glenn Hancock channel, and more content, more AQP content, more flying stuff when we're going to roll and dead stick the Lockheed here next week.
Are we?
No, we're not. No.
And Dan's channel is Dan Gryder, GRYDER.com. So check it out, and you can download the Excel file and check out what he's done. Ignore all the typing errors and stuff because it's probably chicken pecking.
I can go very fast. DanGryder.com is the website. YouTube is probable cause DanGryder.com, and the YouTube channel's got a lot of other miscellaneous banjo stuff, so you might have to disregard.
He has a hard time staying focused.
I'm very difficult to stay focused, and every now and then the banjo just comes out. So, I mean, what are you going to do?
I'm actually kind of surprised it's not here. I might be disappointed. But
do you hear banjo music?
It probably is out in the car. So I don't think he goes anywhere without the banjo. So
I carry a banjo and a trombone, especially when I'm flying, in case I got to go on instruments.
All right, well, check out his webpage, and hope y'all enjoyed it.
Appreciate it.